Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something right now. Life is not a rehearsal. You don't get to press rewind. You don't get another round, and you sure don't get to bargain for extra years. This is it. This is the show, and it's happening right now. Too many people are walking around like they've got all the time in the world, waiting for someday to arrive. But someday is not a day on the calendar. If you keep waiting, you're going to look up one day and realize you've wasted the one thing you can never get back, your life. Life is not a rehearsal. This right here, right now, is a real thing. You don't get to hit pause, you don't get to rewind, and you don't get another round to figure it all out later. So many people live like they've got a lifetime of do-overs, like they can spend years drifting and still end up where they were meant to be. But the truth is, every single day that passes is a day you will never get back. Time is moving, whether you do something with it or not. And the people who wake up one morning with regret are the ones who thought they could always start tomorrow. Tomorrow's not promised, and the sooner you understand that, the sooner you'll start living like it. I see people wasting their most valuable asset, their time, like it's nothing. They talk about dreams, but never take action. They wait for the right season, the right break, the right feeling before they move. And while they're waiting, life is quietly slipping through their fingers. You can't afford to treat your life like some practice run. This is the one shot you get, and every single day is part of that shot. The choices you make now determine what kind of life you'll be looking back on later. The problem is we get comfortable. Comfort tricks you into thinking you've got plenty of time. Comfort tells you to hit the snooze button, to put it off until Monday, to stay where it's safe and familiar. But comfort is a thief. It steals the urgency out of your life. And when the urgency is gone, so is your progress. You've got to shake yourself awake and remind yourself that there's no guarantee you'll get another chance to do the thing you've been putting off. We all like to believe that there will be a perfect time to start, a perfect set of conditions that make it easy to finally take that step. But that perfect time, it doesn't exist. Waiting for everything to line up is just another way of wasting your life. There will always be challenges. There will always be reasons to delay. There will always be something you don't know yet. If you keep waiting, the years will pass and you'll realize you've been standing still while everyone else kept moving forward. Your life is not just about passing time. It's about using it. Every day is an opportunity to create something, to learn something, to move closer to the life you want. But opportunities don't stay on the shelf forever. They expire. And when they do, you can't just rewind and grab them again. You got to recognize the value of your time now, because the most dangerous lie you can tell yourself is that you have plenty of it. The truth is, the clock is ticking whether you choose to pay attention to it or not. And every moment you spend thinking about what you could do instead of doing it is another moment you've lost forever. Every single person walking this earth has something inside of them that nobody else has. You've been given a gift, a talent, an ability that is unique to you. It might be your way with people, your ability to solve problems, your creativity, your determination, or something you haven't even fully uncovered yet. But here's the thing. If you don't use it, you lose it. That gift isn't meant to sit there collecting dust while you talk yourself out of using it. Too many people bury their talent under fear, doubt, or the need for other people's approval. They tell themselves they're not ready, they don't have the right resources, or that maybe one day when life settles down, they'll start. But life doesn't settle down. It keeps moving, and if you don't move with it, your opportunity passes you by. You have to understand that the gift you have isn't just for you. It's for the world. Somebody out there needs what you have to offer. Somebody's life could be better because of your skills, your words, your work, your ideas. But if you keep hiding it, if you keep convincing yourself it's not the right time, you're robbing them of the blessing you were meant to be. It's not about waiting until you have the perfect plan or all the answers. If you wait for that, you'll be waiting forever. Action is what unlocks your potential. You learn by doing, by putting yourself out there, by taking steps, even when you don't feel ready. Fear will always be there, whispering that you might fail, that you might look foolish, that you might not be good enough. But fear is a liar. Fear is there to keep you from stepping into the life you're meant to live. You've got to push past that voice and realize that the real danger isn't failing, it's never trying. Every time you take a step toward your purpose, even if it's small, you're building momentum. And momentum is powerful. It carries you forward. It makes the next step easier. It turns effort into progress. Think about how many people leave this world with their dreams still inside them. Not because they weren't capable, not because they didn't have the opportunity, but because they didn't act. Don't let that be your story. Don't let your potential die inside of you because you were waiting for the right moment. You've got to be bold enough to take a risk, to put yourself in the game, to start before you're ready. The truth is, nobody ever feels completely prepared when they start something new, but those who succeed are the ones who start anyway. They figure it out along the way, they adjust, they learn, they grow. You've got to stop thinking of your dream as something optional. It's not extra, it's essential. It's part of who you are, and it's the reason you're here. If you keep ignoring it, you're not just wasting time, you're wasting the very thing that makes you different from everybody else. If you want to live a life you can be proud of, you have to stop pouring your time and energy into things that don't matter. One of the biggest reasons people feel stuck, drained, and unfulfilled is because they keep feeding the wrong things. They spend their days worrying about who likes them, who's talking about them, and who's doing better than them. They invest their energy into gossip, drama, and other people's business while their own dreams sit untouched. And let me tell you, the energy you waste on distractions is the same energy you need to build the life you want. You can't expect to create something meaningful if all your focus is scattered on things that don't push you forward. You've got to make a decision about where your attention goes. Your attention is like currency. You spend it every single day. The question is, are you spending it on things that give you a return, or are you spending it on things that leave you empty? When you get caught up in proving yourself to people who don't even matter, you're wasting your most valuable resources, your time, your energy, and your peace of mind. You can't let other people's opinions have that much power over your life. Half the people you're trying to impress aren't even thinking about you, and the other half will never be satisfied, no matter what you do. You also have to stop measuring your life by other people's timelines. Just because someone else is ahead in one area doesn't mean you're behind. Your path is your path. And the time you spend comparing yourself to others is time you could be using to get better at your own game. Comparison is a trap that makes you feel like you're losing, even when you're making progress. The truth is, you can't run your race while looking at somebody else's lane. You'll trip every time. And then there's the endless scrolling, the constant consumption of everyone else's highlight reels. Social media can be a tool, but for most people, it's a distraction. You watch other people living their best lives while yours passes by in the background. You've got to flip that around. Spend more time creating your own life than consuming somebody else's. You're not here to be a spectator, you're here to be a participant. If you want to make real progress, you've got to start cutting out the noise. That means saying no to the things that don't serve your purpose, even if they're comfortable, even if they're fun for the moment. That means protecting your focus like it's the most valuable thing you own, because it is. Every time you give your focus away to something meaningless, you take it away from something meaningful. And if you keep doing that, You'll wake up one day and realize you've been busy your whole life, but you haven't really gone anywhere. Life is short, but it's also wide. That means while you don't have an unlimited amount of time, you do have enough space to make it count if you use it right. Too many people think short means small, so they live as if they can't make an impact. But a short life can be a powerful life if you're intentional with it. The width of your life is about what you do with the years you're given, not just how many years you have. You've got the opportunity to build something that lasts beyond you, something that speaks for you long after you're gone. But to do that, you can't waste your time drifting from one thing to the next with no direction. You've got to be deliberate about what you're building. It could be a business that changes your family's future, a community that brings people together, a family you pour your heart into, or a mission that makes life better for others. Whatever it is, it has to be something that will stand as proof you were here. Legacy isn't about fame or recognition. It's about leaving the world a little better because you lived in it. And that means making choices today that plant seeds for tomorrow. You may not see the full result of everything you work for, but if you planting the right seeds, someone else will benefit from the shade of the tree you planted. The danger is letting life pass while you're just trying to get by. Survival mode will keep you so focused on the day-to-day that you never think about the bigger picture. But you can't let the grind blind you to the goal. There's a difference between working hard and building something meaningful. Hard work pays the bills, but intentional work builds the future. And if you're not aiming at something bigger than yourself, you're going to look back and realize you've been busy but not impactful. You also have to understand that building something that lasts takes patience and consistency. People want instant results, but nothing worth having is built overnight. Your legacy is built brick by brick through the choices you make every single day. Some days you won't see any progress, but that doesn't mean you're not moving forward. You've got to trust the process and keep laying bricks, even when no one's clapping for you. And while you're building, you can't be afraid to take risks. Playing it safe might keep you from failing, but it will also keep you from creating something great. Everything significant requires you to step out of your comfort zone and do things that might scare you. The width of your life comes from the moments you decide to go for it, to take a leap, to push beyond what's easy. That's when you start creating a story worth telling, a story that carries weight, a story that can inspire somebody long after you're gone. You're going to fail sometimes. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to have moments where you try your best and still come up short. That's just life. But here's the thing, failure is not the enemy. People treat it like it's the end of the road when really it's just a bump along the way. The real enemy is wasting your time doing nothing because you're too afraid of failing. You can bounce back from a bad decision, a missed opportunity, or even a big loss. But you can't get back the years you spent standing still. Those years don't rewind. They don't give you a second shot. That's why doing something, even if it's messy, even if it doesn't work out, is always better than doing nothing. Every success story you've ever heard came with chapters full of setbacks, rejections, and disappointments. The difference between the people who make it and the people who don't is that the ones who make it keep moving. They don't let failure convince them to quit. They treat failure like feedback. It tells them what didn't work so they can adjust and try again. But the person who refuses to try in the first place never gets any feedback, never grows, never builds momentum. They sit on the sidelines watching other people live, and before they know it, their own chance has passed. You got to change how you see failure. Instead of being something to avoid, it should be something you expect and use to your advantage. If you're aiming high enough, you're going to miss sometimes. That's a sign you're stretching yourself. And stretching yourself is how you grow. Playing it safe might protect your ego for a while, but it will keep you stuck in the same spot for years. And while you're playing it safe, time keeps moving. Opportunities keep slipping by. Life doesn't wait for you to feel ready. Some of the most successful people in the world have failed more times than most people have even tried. That's because they understand that every attempt puts them closer to the breakthrough. Every time they get back up, they're stronger, smarter, and more prepared for the next round. They're not wasting time worrying about what other people think or how bad it looks if they don't get it right the first time. They're focused on moving forward, no matter how many times they have to start over. When you look back on your life, the things you regret the most won't be the failures. They'll be the chances you didn't take. The dreams you let die because you were too scared to risk falling short. The conversations you didn't have. The doors you didn't knock on. The moves you didn't make because you wanted a guarantee. But there are no guarantees. The only way to be sure you won't fail is to do nothing. And doing nothing is the quickest way to waste the only life you've got. At the end of the day, you've got one job. Make your life mean something. That means using the time you've been given to create a life you're proud of, not just one you can tolerate. Too many people are just existing. They wake up, go through the same motions, handle the same problems, and go to bed only to do it all again tomorrow. That's not living. That's coasting. Living is about showing up with intention, about deciding every day to pour yourself into the things that matter most to you. It's about doing the hard things, the uncomfortable things, the things that scare you, but also excite you. You've got to take the chances that make your heart race. You've got to speak up when you have something to say, even if your voice shakes. You've got to love the people in your life so fully that they never doubt where they stand with you. A meaningful life isn't about playing small so you can avoid criticism. It's about stepping into the space you were meant to feel and making an impact while you're here. And the truth is, that kind of life takes courage. It takes resilience. It takes the willingness to be misunderstood sometimes because you're chasing something bigger than yourself. The problem is, people think meaning comes from one big moment or one huge accomplishment, but it doesn't. Meaning is built in the small, consistent choices you make every day. It's in how you treat people, how you use your talents, how you respond when life knocks you down. It's in the risks you take, even when you don't know how they'll turn out. It's in the way you keep going when nobody's clapping for you yet. If you only move when the crowd's cheering, you're never going to get very far because the most meaningful parts of life happen when nobody's watching. And here's the thing, making your life mean something isn't always glamorous. Sometimes it's grinding in silence while you build your dream brick by brick. Sometimes it's sacrificing comfort now so you can create something better later. Sometimes it's walking away from what's easy so you can go after what's right. Those choices aren't always fun in the moment, but they're what give your life weight and purpose. You have to remind yourself that the goal isn't just to be remembered, it's to be remembered for the right reasons. Not for how much money you made or how many things you own, but for how you showed up in the world, how you treated people, how you made others feel. When people speak your name, you want it to spark something positive, to remind them of the way you lived, the way you gave, the way you inspired. That's the kind of meaning that outlasts you, the kind that leaves an imprint so deep it doesn't fade with time.